Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are going to be giving you all, the community, a deep dive into the current PvP meta with one of kind of two-part videos. I'm going to start off by showing you essentially the top 5 heroes that you should think about investing in when it comes to PvP, whether that be the mid game, the late game, whenever you feel, depending on the situation of your kingdom, which 5 heroes should you consider to start investing in as early as possible. And also, we're going to show you just kind of from all the hero pool. And then, of course, you can take a look at which ones obviously would be available to you, depending on if you're willing to spend or not. This is how I have gone about collecting the information, and this is going to come with a huge shout out because I'm probably going to do a few more of these as well, and I'm thinking about how else I can do it that can also be really impactful for you, the community, when it comes to really valuing not only the commentary, but the answers and the responses that we get from you, the community, or I should say members of the community. So this is what I've done. For most of you that know, SS1-1 is the first merged kingdom right now, which is comprised of kingdoms 1 through 4. They are arguably the strongest. They arguably have the strongest average players. And thus far, they have definitely done the most PvP in the game currently. So this is a quality group to ask. This is how I went about doing it. So I looked at the leaderboards, and my initial thought was, you know what, I'm just going to message all the strongest players right from the power boards. But then I thought to myself, you know what, why don't I focus on those who are looking more at being involved on the PvP side? And then I thought, I'm going to go to personal merits. So this is what I did. I messaged the top 100 players in-game here on the personal merits, and I think I did maybe about the top 20 on the personal power. That was until I thought to myself, you know what, let me message the people who are doing the most PvP, who've accumulated the most points, right? And this is probably the better leaderboard to look at, and then message. So I went all the way to the top 100. Thus far, I've gotten about a quarter of responses back from the players. So honestly, it's a little bit better than I thought I was going to get. And I want to give a huge shout out to all of the players that did respond to me, and I'm going to do that here right now. So I want to give a shout out to Muzzafuzzer 6, Heartless, my boy Timmy Birch, Cogdart, I just love saying that, Kaffelmaker, Moranth, Enoch, Mikasushi, Thanezok, Jollibee, Classic Joe, my man, Solo Sihan, I think that's how I say that. Grayman Slither, MJD, Bakunawa, Yasan, my buddy Ninja from POS, Lex God, Easy Peasy, and then Imaj or Jamie, right? As I like to say, and you can see, right, some of those people that I mentioned, right, at least 2 out of those players here on in the top 3 responded as well. And that isn't just all. I have some awesome stuff in store for you because I'm also going to be making my list. I'm also going to include a link to the spreadsheet that I put everything on. We're going to show you that here in a moment. So that way, if any of you as players want to come and take a look at this information and you want to study it, you want to review it, for the feedback that was given, I'm going to give all of you access to the sheet, not to edit and copy or download, but at least to read through and review, which I feel is more important. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and transition to that, and I have some cool stats to show you guys as well. So let me skadoosh this over, and here we go. So here is, and again, I have to minus 2 from this, right? But I have 25, yes, so 23 people, right? So almost a quarter. And these are all the people that responded with just their top 5. For those of you wondering, yes, I will eventually be reaching back out to these same people. I might even do something with the top 25 players that I've done like across the game. There's a chance I might even extend this to the top 100, only because I think it could be cool to kind of do these types of review videos where I go and I ask the top players in the game, especially those who have been doing a lot of PvP, for their feedback. And the fact that I got this much engagement from these players thus far gives me a lot of hope, so I'm probably going to do more of these in the future. So with the shout-outs out of the way, this is where we're at currently. And again, for those of you that want, I'm going to have a link to this spreadsheet that's going to be in the pinned comment description in the video down below. So again, if you want to come and read through some of the reasons, right, the feedback, and I probably should say, let me do this a little bit, reasons / feedback, if I can type. Okay. So here's where it comes in, right? Out of the 23 responses, everyone just gave me their top 5. Here's the ranking. So we have Lilia as number 1, right? That's 18 out of 23 people responded to that. Madeline was number 2. 14 out of 23 players responded to that or giving that answer. Nico tied with Madeline tied for second, right? So you have 2, 3 there. And then we have the Waldeer at number 4, or you could argue 3, but really 4, and at 12 votes. And then we have Hosk at number 5 with 9 votes. So that rounds out your top 5. Lilia, Madeline, Nico, Waldeer, and Hosk. And then you got honorable mentions, right? In this case, I would say, Garwood, Emrys, Gwanwyn, Nika, Bakshi, Thea, right, for those. And then you have the ones kind of trailing here. Now, I want to point out, man, reading, I read every single response. You're going to notice when you go through, and I'm not going to go through everything, to kind of leave some, up to you, some curiosity there. But some of these players, and obviously for obvious reasons, I'm not showing you who gave me what answers, just to keep their anonymity. I'm sure some of them probably wouldn't mind, but just, again, going with that as a professional courtesy. Some of the responses that these players gave were super in detailed. Or I should say super detailed. And it was a pleasure and a joy reading these. A lot of what I read was along the same similar mindset of my own. And then others that I read, just, again, it was so refreshing to just read something from a different approach and a different perspective, because you often take away learning things. And for me, that's always been a big focal point of my content when it comes to sharing that information with you, the community. It's not just about, and this is, you often hear me say this, it's not just about me coming out, or anyone for that matter, saying, well, hey, these are the top 5 people, or these are the top 6 or 10 people. Understanding why these are the top choices, understanding why these heroes are used, understanding why legions and matchups compositions are used, why someone pairs with someone else well. Having a good understanding behind that will help you more in the future when it comes to you being able to figure out pairings that you want to run, and then also when it comes to how you test pairings in the future. Right? It's not just enough just to be given the answers to the test if you don't take the time to study so you can basically find the answer out on your own, right? And that's a big part of why I like to try and give you information from more of an educational perspective and giving you some of this context and clarity when it comes to the types of feedback that I've collected from these top players within SS1-1. So again, take some time, for those of you, read through this. You're going to find a lot of interesting information. And there's a chance I might even make another video that does more of a deep dive where we kind of explain why some of the choices are interesting in their own right, because I think that could make a really cool video where we kind of give you more of it, where we take you through a hero or a couple heroes and give you examples of like the unique standouts and touch on, their skill sets, their talent trees, why are they so sought after? Why are players finding so much success with them? That to me is just as interesting. So that is going to be it. Again, I didn't want this video to be too long because I really want this to be something where players will come on, you'll take a look at it, and hopefully you enjoy the reads, because there's a lot of very intelligent players here, a lot of great commentary that you're going to read through and you're going to find, and hopefully it will allow for you to feel more confident and more comfortable in why I should invest in these heroes, why I should level them, what time. And some of these players even mentioned some pairings. As I said, I'm going to do that in another video as well. So anyone who responded to me, be on the lookout again, and those who want to get it on the next one, right, just be on the lookout for my message. All right, that is a mouthful. That's going to be it for me. Again, I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope that you really take something away from this video because, again, it was a good bit of effort, right? I had to go through and DM everyone. Thankfully, I just copy-pasted my template, but going through and having to copy the responses, paste them here, do all the data, filtering it, going ahead and kind of giving you a summary. These are the things I like to do. I love being able to show data on one side of it and then also be able to talk about these things from the data that we collect and pull. And then I think it's just a nice compliment, right? When I give you my opinion or I give you my thoughts on why I think it's important to consider running something over something else, or, why would you look at a list top down in this way? So yeah, all right, I'm rambling at this point. I am out again. Thank you for everyone that provided answers and replied to my messages in game in SS1-1. You guys are champs. Again, can't wait for the next round. That is going to be it for me. As always, until next time, your boy, I'm going to catch you later.